They came without warning, a fleet of massive alien warships entering Earth's orbit like thunderclouds rolling in before a storm. Their message was simple and cold. Surrender within 48 hours or be annihilated. No one expected diplomacy. No one expected mercy. The Zarnathi Dominion had conquered 17 worlds in the past decade, each one falling after similar ultimatums. Panic gripped governments, military forces went on high alert, and global media spun into chaos. Humanity was standing at the edge of extinction. But then something strange happened. Instead of panic, Earth responded with humor. Instead of missiles, they sent a diplomatic team with tacos, soda, and board games. The Zarnathi expected fear, what they got was laughter. What kind of species greets an alien invasion with snacks and sarcasm? The answer, humans. And that unexpected reaction would change not only the course of the invasion, but the future of the galaxy. Chapter 1, Arrival of the Zarnathi. The Zarnathi were not known for patience or second chances. A warrior species evolved from deep ocean predators. They had built their empire on conquest and intimidation. Their ships were like floating mountains, covered in organic armor and bristling with energy weapons. When the Zarnathi arrived in the Sol system, astronomers in Chile, Hawaii, and orbiting satellites picked them up within seconds. Within an hour, global news was flooded with footage. 27 ships the size of cities, hovering above Earth, casting shadows over continents. Their leader, Commander Vorakesh, issued the ultimatum using Earth's digital networks, his image appearing simultaneously on every screen across the planet. His voice was guttural, translated via linguistics in chilling clarity. You have 48 Earth hours to surrender. Failure to comply will result in total planetary cleansing. This was not a threat. It was a promise, and the Zarnathi had never failed to deliver. Humanity reacts. World leaders gathered through emergency encrypted video conferences. The United Nations was in session within hours, with military alliances like NATO and the Asian Defense Coalition deploying space-readied assets. Panic rippled through social media. Hashtags like #AlienInvasion, #EarthUltimatum, and #WeAreDoomed trended within minutes, but something curious started happening. Amidst the fear, a strange humor emerged. Memes flooded the internet. Pictures of aliens photoshopped eating pizza, humans offering welcome to Earth gift baskets, and tweets like, "Can we surrender after the weekend? I have plans." Psychologists and sociologists were baffled. Was this denial? A coping mechanism, or something deeper? Humor had always been humanity's shield against fear, and now it became its sword. Operation Snack Diplomacy. The initial plan was a show of military strength, Earth's combined orbital defenses, nuclear options, and cyber warfare. But one voice in the UN meeting changed everything. Dr. Elena Mirek, a cultural psychologist from Poland, said, "They expect us to act like all the others they conquered. But we're not like them. Let's show them what it means to be human." It sounded crazy. But crazy ideas had built rockets, discovered electricity, and invented the internet. Within 12 hours, a new mission was formed, Operation Snack Diplomacy. It included diplomats, scientists, cultural representatives, and yes, a food truck. The idea was simple. Instead of confrontation, offer connection. Instead of threats, offer tortillas. Instead of fear, offer flavor. Aboard the Zarnathi flagship, the humans approached in a retrofitted SpaceX Starliner, painted bright blue and white, with Snack 1 stenciled on the side. As they approached the alien ship, the human crew played jazz music through open coms. It was either going to charm the aliens, or be the last music Earth ever played. They were tractored into the belly of the massive vessel. Inside, the environment, adjusted to Earth gravity and atmosphere, assigned the Zarnathi were expecting guests. Commander Vorakesh greeted them personally, flanked by guards in living armor. "Where is your surrender?" he demanded, U.S. Ambassador James Bennett stepped forward and calmly replied, "We brought cookies instead." The science of snacks to the Zarnathi. Food was fuel-processed protein gel, tasteless but efficient. So when humans opened boxes of pizza, laid out soft tacos, cracked open sodas, and passed around brownies, the aliens stared in confusion. Curiosity overrode caution. The Zarnathi scanned the food. No toxins, high sugar content, complex spices, aromatics unknown to their biology. The commander himself, driven by something he couldn't explain, picked up a chip dipped in salsa. Crunch. A pause. And then a sound no human expected. A deep rumble from the alien's chest, laughter, breaking. The pattern the Zarnathi had encountered hundreds of species. All responded the same: fear, anger, surrender. None had ever offered them a sandwich. None had made jokes. None had treated them like guests instead of conquerors. The humans told stories, played music, taught the Zarnathi Uno and karaoke. A Zarnathi engineer became obsessed with guacamole. Another began quoting human sitcoms after only 3 hours of binge-watching translated shows. Pivot! He shouted during a strategy meeting. No one knew what it meant. The humans laughed anyway. A single question arose in the minds of the Zarnathi. Leadership. Who are these creatures? The unexpected weapon psychological warfare experts on Earth watched everything live. They couldn't believe it. Earth's greatest weapon wasn't nukes or lasers. It was hospitality, humor, humanity. The aliens had expected compliance or resistance. They had not expected kindness. Negotiations began, not over demands and territories, but over shared meals. The Zarnathi began asking questions. Why do humans dance? Why do you cry at films? Why do you grill meat and stand around it like it's sacred? Answers led to more questions. Questions led to connection. Turning point within 36 hours of their arrival. The Zarnathi fleet had turned off its weapons. Systems. Their AI scouts stopped jamming Earth signals and instead began downloading cooking shows and music libraries. Commander Vorokesh addressed Earth via live broadcast. We came expecting another frightened species. We found instead a culture so unpredictable, so chaotic, so delicious, that we must reconsider everything we thought we knew. It was the closest thing to an apology the Zarnathi had ever given. Galactic impact, the news spread fast. Other species under Zarnathi rule watched in stunned disbelief as Earth not only survived, but had the invaders doing karaoke. Former resistance. Groups began inviting Zarnathi to meals. Rebellions transformed into reunions. The empire didn't collapse. It evolved. Human culture spread like wildfire. Cuisine, cinema, comedy. The idea that peace could be found not through strength, but through shared experience. The Snack Accord, signed on a taco wrapper, became the foundation of a new galactic alliance. Legacy of laughter. Years later, humanity would look back and remember the day they faced extinction and responded with pizza rolls. Schools would teach the event as the diplomacy of snacks, and new cadets at Earth's Interstellar Envoy Academy would be trained in culinary diplomacy. The Zarnathi? They opened Earth-style diners on every colony. Commander Vorokesh retired and became a travel food vlogger with 90 million subscribers across the galaxy. No one ever sent Earth another ultimatum, because everyone knew, threaten humanity, and they'll come at you with jokes. Joy. And just maybe, Jalapego Poppers. Cultural contagion. The phenomenon wasn't confined to just the Zarnathi flagship. As news of the event spread through subspace, dozens of alien species tuned in. Interstellar networks that had once broadcast Imperial propaganda now aired human cooking shows with subtitles in galactic trade tongue. Zarnathi soldiers, once feared shock troopers, were posting food reviews on alien social media platforms, critiquing everything from churros to Chinese dumplings. Anthropologists across the stars began studying Earth culture like it was a newly discovered star system. The concept of a meme baffled most species until it didn't. Soon, alien teens were making parody dance videos, while soldiers swapped jokes written in emoji hybrids. What started as cultural exchange snowballed into cultural revolution. Resistance through ridiculousness. Human military strategists noticed a curious side effect. Former enemy forces weren't just backing down. They were becoming collaborators. On the mining planet of Zelos 4, local rebels laid down arms after a human DJ held an impromptu street party using jury-rigged speakers. The crowd swelled with Zarnathi troops, civilians, and resistance members. For the first time in a generation, they danced together instead of fighting. Earth's Department of Defense quickly formed a new branch, Cultural Outreach Division. Nicknamed Cowdy, their methods were unconventional. They dropped crates of pop culture, food kits, game consoles, and movie projectors on contested worlds. Within months, entire regions stabilized not through intimidation, but shared entertainment. What the sword couldn't do, the sitcom could, said one Zarnathi general. That's power. The Diplomacy Summit. A year later, Earth hosted the largest interspecies summit ever held. Representatives from 83 different civilizations gathered in Geneva, Switzerland. The event opened, not with a speech, but with a barbecue. Sauces from 7 continents, meats and veggies from every climate. Even lab-grown interstellar delicacies, all shared beneath a dome sky that mimicked Earth stars. The highlight wasn't a treaty, it was a talent show. A Zarnathi diplomat performed beatboxing. A four-eye